So this is going to be a pretty chill video this time. I'm going to start with showing off a build I did on a Minecraft realm I'd been paying for so me and my brothers could play together. It was pretty simple. It started off with me following a YouTube tutorial for a wizard tower, and then I built onto it a kind of cabin, hallway, foyer thing that opened up into a large manor. We built torches all over the island to stop mobs from spawning and even set up a little farm. And we had a good time just goofing off and just playing Minecraft as it was originally meant to be played. We haven't been on this realm for a good year or so now, just been busy, but still is my most recent build. I'm proud of it. I was actually invited to join a professional Minecraft build team back when I was in high school. I was on this creative roleplay server I'll show you soon, and a moderator was helping me with something. I can't remember what it was, but he was so impressed with the quality of the builds that I did that he invited me to join his team. Of course, I had different plans for life, so Minecraft wasn't quite what I was after, and I turned him down. But sometimes I kind of wonder what it would have been like if I'd said yes. I plan to, with this series I've been doing with my wife and I, to do some more builds, with her included. So hopefully you guys will see some more stuff like this. These shaders really make this time lapse a lot prettier than I expected. If you're interested, it's called Complementary Reimagined. They're a type of shader that just takes that classic Minecraft look and really makes it shine. Anyways, in the next section we'll be exploring what I was up to in high school. Enjoy. So when I was in high school, I used to play on this server called Creative Fun. It was a creative roleplay server which mostly revolved around role-playing, and I made a couple little roleplays of my own. This first one that you're seeing is a zombie apocalypse one, complete with a story, custom items, and a couple different places to explore. I designed this sort of little neighborhood I called Smallwood, and there's basically just a few houses scattered about, a little shopping mart called Block Mart, and a hospital. I won't go through everything just to keep this short, but I spent a good time here just brainstorming, letting my creative juices go wild, and it was a lot of fun. As you can see, this particular zombie survival roleplay wasn't anything major. I planned for something more over here. I think I wanted to do some sort of military camp and more shops and things off in this direction. But in the end, I just left it here. A few people helped along the way, which are credited back at the spawn. And yeah, a lot of old memories from this. When this server was at its peak, there were probably about 2,000 people online all the time. But now we're lucky if there's 10 or 20. But with this little neighborhood, it was a good way for me to practice before moving on to what really made my plot on this server so popular. And that was this laboratory roleplay. So the biggest roleplays this server was known for was post-apocalyptic survivals, fantasy royals versus rebels, and laboratories. People were locked up with special powers, and now they're being tested on by, or having tests done on them by scientists. So this one was probably my most played roleplay, as I said before. It's basically me and Cyanide Dragon that made this. Cyanide contributed to a few parts, but a lot of it was kind of me in my head. You can see as we go down the spawn chute, a little factory here. When you land down, I split the facility into 4 sections. The containment was split between 5 levels. The test subjects had 5 levels of strength, level 1 being the weakest, level 5 being the absolute strongest. And as you make your way through here, the cells get more and more, I guess, secure. Get more intense until you get to level 5, where I basically took note of the Incredibles, and Mr. Incredible goes into the big dark hallway to find what happened to the other superheroes. Basically, level 5 was where people could reshape reality and were too dangerous to be kept in the normal world. There were always 2. One who was kind of good with this light stuff, and one that was bad with all these dark themes and tones. So the test subjects also had an idling center where they could go and kind of just chillax in between tests. A nice little peaceful lobby here, and Cyanide made this little Rising Sun cafe. You'll probably see the reference there. Nothing too crazy. There were some showers and an arena for them to fight against each other. Flip the switch and lock him in. They didn't allow a lot of redstone because there were a lot of people that would create lag machines and ruin the fun for everyone. Yeah, there's this little hole here that we'll take a look at later. As far as what tests we did on the subjects, it was fairly simple stuff. Have this room here with a few different things. Scientists would do their research, and you had a little power drainer. You'd flip the switch, the siphon would come down and drain their powers. Little power switcher, if people wanted to for the heck of it, they'd step inside, you'd flip the switch, and then when they came out, they'd have reverse powers. Sort of chemical chamber to test the resistance to different types of chemicals. Or they could play with Dodongo, if you get that reference. The local pet, I guess, of the facility. Big giant lizard, kind of like Godzilla. And if they were real bad, you'd put them in the phobometer. Basically, you'd lock them in a dark room and shut them in, and they'd be shown their worst fears till they learn their lesson. And last but not least, the faculty area. Custodial closet, drone armory. Some people could roleplay as guards to keep the test subjects in check. Little research center, computer lab that opens up into an alchemical test tubey place, and they do some first aid here, or perhaps some weird experiments with potions. And then the rooms for the scientists, because they need a place to sleep too. At the very end, the head scientist room. It was always kind of set in the story that the test subjects would eventually break out, and when they'd make it into here, they would try to confront the head scientist to escape, only to find that his room was actually destroyed, completely caved in. If they follow this tunnel here, see the little hole where you can spy on the training arena. And in this tunnel was a secret old laboratory. There was the actual office of the head scientist. And if you continue down this tunnel, kind of design them like sewer pipes. Fall down, and this way we had a little pet. Don't remember what we called him, but yeah, he'd be watching you. And it was kind of designed initially to be maze-like, but due to lack of time, we kind of just kept it simple, and really it just opens up into the secret power core of the laboratory. Now the test subjects could choose to destroy it, leave it alone, or power it up. Nice little hole up there with some god rays. Over here there's a little console. Perhaps it used to control how it worked in the past. And eventually the test subjects would find this hole here, another tunnel. They'd go in. If they wanted to, they could do a little parkour challenge. Never been any good at this. Yeah. But anyways, however they got up here, they would supposed to have taken the lexicon with them. When they put it in, it would open up these doors. Not really. And they'd come out. They'd have beaten the roleplay. Nice little oasis area to congratulate them. Huh. Funny. Closer to the end of high school and kind of early into college, I really got into the SCP Foundation, Secure, Contain, Protect. It's kind of this cosmic horror type deal where these strange anomalous objects and creatures are locked away for testing, and criminals are put in the facility to see what they do. This facility was based heavily on the game SCP Containment Breach, and I never finished it, but for as far as I got, turned out pretty interesting. I never actually started a roleplay here, but again, if you've ever played Containment Breach, you may recognize somewhat the kind of path here that we take, where we're going. They were supposed to be escorted by guards, perform some tests. However, when they got into the room of SCP-173, they realized it had broken out, and then they'd need to escape. Basically, someone rigged the whole place and all the monsters got out, started attacking people, and some people could roleplay as the SCPs, what I planned, and you'd just try and escape. Depending on where you went, you would get through the entrance zone, which is usually closer to the exit, or you might accidentally end up in heavy containment with the more dangerous SCPs. Of course, with the more dangerous SCPs, you'd also find the more interesting ones. And some of those more dangerous SCPs are meant to help you as much as hurt you. Lots of tight corridors, kind of to give you that claustrophobic feel. Okay. Yeah, never finished it all the way. It's strange going through here now. The memories that I have of this place. Like I said, this was kind of my time on Minecraft in high school was mostly spent on this server. It's strange to see how quiet it is. Guess nothing lasts forever. Throughout my childhood, there were 4 games I'd say were the defining hallmarks of my digital experience. Those being The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, Little Big Planet, The Elder Scrolls V, Skyrim, and of course, most importantly, Minecraft. I first got Minecraft for Christmas when I was 12 years old, and I remember just jumping in and being so excited to finally try out this game that I'd heard so much about and seen so much about. It was a lot different then, but I kind of grew with it and watched it develop and change. I'd play on different servers and different worlds with friends, and it was just the perfect sandbox to just build whatever I wanted to. I'd make towns and cities, castles and spaceships, pretty much anything I put my mind to. Now there was a decent mix of good and bad, but some of my fondest memories of my adolescence took place in this game, and because of that, it'll always hold a special place in my heart, a reminder of when life was more simple. To quote the famous Shigeru Miyamoto, I think that inside every adult is the heart of a child. We just gradually convince ourselves that we have to act more like adults. Now, as we get older and priorities change and we get more responsibility, it's easy for life to become less fun. And I think it's really because happiness is not something we create, but it's something we derive from the people we associate with and our passions and personal hobbies. As children, we have so little cares in the world and so little responsibility that we kind of take for granted how easy it was back then. And sometimes I wish that I'd spent more time developing my talents and my creative abilities, because now I just don't have as much time anymore. Ironically, as an adult, I've fulfilled one of my childhood dreams. I've created a YouTube channel. I've started posting and editing videos, not for financial gain, but just as a passion project of mine to help develop my skills as best I can. I was always the type of person growing up that didn't really make things easy on myself. I was often stubborn and had to learn things the hard way. But of course, through those experiences, I've come to learn and appreciate what it means to be human, and to make mistakes, and to learn from those and change and grow and become a better person. My wife and I are expecting a baby girl at the end of this year, and I feel it's my responsibility to instill in her that same creative spark, that same passion I had as a kid, and to lead by example and be transparent. It's said that a smart man may learn from his own mistakes, but a wise man learns from others' mistakes. And it's my hope, with all these elements together, that she can become a better person than I could ever hope to be. Hopefully this video wasn't too serious, and I appreciate the time you took to watch this little trip down memory lane. If you guys want more content like this, just let me know in the comments, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.